I told you I'd be back. Granted, it's been a little, long story short. I was gonna be doing more videos, and then life happened, as it usually does. And honestly, I mean, it's for the better. I've been doing a lot of like film, TV stuff, so that's good. But then in the back of my mind, I was like, I should probably make a YouTube video. And I was like, I could just do one next week. And then it was like 4 months later. Also, I didn't have a camera to actually do my YouTube videos for a little bit, ever since January, because I had to sell them to buy this new camera, which you probably didn't even notice is a new camera, but doesn't matter. That's besides the point. I'm here. This also isn't the same location as before. This is not my bedroom. Actually, this is an Airbnb where I'm staying because I'm like 2 hours away from my house so that I can work on the TV show that I'm working on right now. Life is going amazing at the cost of I don't have a lot of free time to do my YouTube stuff. Sucks. I'm going to try to reorganize that and be better about that. I haven't forgotten about it, and I really want to continue to do it because I just do it for fun anyways. So hopefully, I'll be back pretty soon. But I had to come back because of a super important thing, which you probably already know because of the title. Gigabash. I am probably Gigabash's #1 fan. I can't explain it. I'm not going to repeat myself, watch this video. I've already explained 1,000 times why I love the game. And in this video specifically, I'm kind of piggybacking off of it because somehow I predicted the future. I'm gonna humble myself really quickly. I cannot predict the future. Some of you think that I have predicted the future. I have not predicted the future. No, I do not work for Passion Republic Games. I don't. It would be fun, but I don't know how to make any video games, really. Somehow, this theory video that I made has a little bit more legs to stand on, which I think is crazy. Ultimately, I just kind of look for like patterns and stuff. I notice when things kind of are like, okay, they're gonna do this or that. I don't do any leaks. I don't even try to spoil stuff for myself because I like surprises, really. Ultimately, I just kind of follow patterns, and there was Godzilla media coming out everywhere. Yeah, Gamera was also like everybody's like next big DLC thing, but somehow I managed to say Godzilla would be the upcoming pack, and now I have to make a video addressing it. Not really. I do want to talk about it a little bit, but the main part of this video is something that was mentioned to me in the last video. I realized that when I was theorizing DLC, I didn't theorize original characters or original ideas. It was all licenses. I'm so sorry. Truth be told, I know, believe me, I've thought about original characters too, but I was considering the future of Gigabash being mostly licensed DLCs and that type of future that it has. But when it comes to original ideas, I have a lot more of that. It's harder to predict that type of stuff because it has to be broad. Licenses can be very specific because they already exist, they're IPs. Everybody wants Godzilla, everybody wants Gamera, etc. When it comes to original things, you kind of just have to be very broad, like I want a spider or a lobster. It's just how it is, but I'll get into it. So first, let's kind of talk about this. Godzilla's Nemesis pack. I'm making this video sort of in between the surprise reveals. We've already gotten 2, which are already super exciting. We can tell that it's Rodan, we can tell that it is Hydra, which blows my fucking mind. But specifically Nemesis, and what we can probably expect from the next 2 reveals. I could 100% be wrong about these predictions, please don't quote me. I'm not from the future. But super quickly, let's just kind of dissect this then. In the video that I made, that you can definitely watch because it's doing very well for some reason. Thanks, guys. I predicted a couple DLC packs here and there, and about 3 were from Godzilla, and about 3 were from Ultraman, and there was Gamera in there, and there was the Monsterverse, and there was a bunch of other stuff. And although there was a million other licenses and IPs I could have chose, and I would choose, those are just the ones that I thought would make the most sense. Pretty much everybody was like, Gamera's next, because Gamera won the polls. And then all of a sudden, Godzilla Nemesis pack comes out, and so far, the theory that I have of the second pack being Godzilla and not Gamera made sense. Again, just going off of like trends, and I like looking at stuff like that, so I'm into that entertainment stuff. So we gotta really think here. How much of the theories that we have are true, and what can we really change from that last video that I made? Well, for one, we've got Rodan and we got Hydra, so we're already kind of throwing it off. And if we're going off of Nemesis's, I can't expect anybody like Anguirus to be in there or Jet Jaguar. I know that Rodan, and we're pretty sure that's Rodan, pretty sure. I know that Rodan is normally Godzilla's ally in a lot of media nowadays, but he did start as his adversary, and you know, he did kind of fuck with Godzilla a lot. So Rodan being on the Nemesis pack and not like an ally pack, that makes sense. Hedra, that makes sense. We saw lightning in like the first trailer that wasn't the surprise reveal, so we can assume that that's King Ghidorah. Makes sense to me. So then who would number 4 be? Okay, so you gotta think. Can't be Anguirus because he's usually his friend, right? I mean, he is the first Godzilla Nemesis, so it wouldn't be too far off, but we gotta kind of think a little bit harsher than that. Could be Mothra. I mean, they've fought a lot. About the same amount as they've been friends and enemies to Rodan. So, I mean, it could be Mothra, but I feel like it's probably not going to be Mothra. I can be very wrong about this. Don't quote me, please. But I don't think it would be Mothra as that 4th one for the Nemesis pack specifically. Although, if I had to think of another Nemesis that's pretty big, and, I mean, so far it kind of looks like Showa Kaiju, but the thing about that is that they could also be using, like, Heisei or Millennia designs. So if we're going to assume that Rodan is probably like Millennia or Heisei, probably Millennia, and we could assume that Ghidorah is going to be like, I don't know, maybe Heisei, I think it's safe to assume that it would definitely be a Showa villain. I mean, Hedora is in there, but you got to consider Final Wars. It's probably not going to be the Final Wars design though. I would say probably Megalon. If we're going Nemesis, okay, we have Gigan, so we need Megalon. They're besties. They're definitely Godzilla Nemesises. I think it makes sense. Hopefully I can get this video out before Thursday so that I can be kind of in between there, because I feel like they're going to release the more unknown Kaiju, number 4, and then they'll just release Ghidorah for the 4th one. I could totally be wrong, but I mean, we saw the lightning. We know it's more than likely Ghidorah. Saw the lightning in the last DLC pack and it turned out to be Destoroyah, and I mean, yeah, I thought it was Ghidorah, but whatever. That covers that. So, away from the Nemesis pack theory, I'm going to address the original ideas that Gigabash could definitely be doing in its future content updates and DLCs. I think there's probably going to be new game modes for sure. What those game modes could be, I don't necessarily know, and I don't know how this works in their model or the mechanics or anything, but I have always wanted an open world kaiju game with a couple players here and there. I feel like that could be a really big mode to throw into the game, kind of just out of nowhere. It wouldn't make sense for the fighting arena type of game that it is, but that could be a really cool type of game mode itself. And I'm gonna be quite honest, when it comes to more game modes, I think we're kind of okay. I mean, I'll let you guys tell me what you think would be fun game modes for Gigabash. Maybe I just can't think right now because I've worked for like 12 hours straight and I've been up since 4 and I'm recording this video at like 7. So, yeah, I'm very tired. I definitely think there should be new maps, and if we're gonna go new maps, I feel like they would probably just take more types of like landmarks and stuff. I think in terms of original contents, it could mostly be free updates, because I've seen they've done it already, free updates and new maps, but they could definitely do a DLC pack that includes maps. You know what I'm saying? Although I definitely see them doing it for free in terms of maps. They could go like, Egypt, the pyramids. I mean, Godzilla, the New Empire with Kong and shit like that. They have the pyramids. They could probably go for more cities, with more interactive stuff going on, like UFO invasions. That would be a cool map. More snow stuff, like more Antarctica. Maybe have like hazardous elements that are just bigger kaiju, like a giant squid or kraken or something that breaks through the ice. We've got the Mecha Pipijuras in Area 51, so to just add more like non-playable options to monsters would be pretty fun. And that kind of goes back into like the open world idea that they could just have NPC monsters, fight it with your friends, whatever. It would be fun. It would be a cool game mode. This is the last time I'm bringing it up, guys. Promised. I mean, you could do like an island hopping map where a lot of it's in the water and maybe a tsunami comes through the whole map or something like that. I don't know. We could definitely do like planets in space. There could be like an entire like solar system DLC, because I mean, when you're thinking like Pipijuras or like the Showa era films where they go to like Planet X and all this stuff, that would be super cool original content that I would love to see. We could even get, like I've mentioned before in previous videos, new story elements that I would definitely pay like, I don't know, 10, 15, even 20 bucks just to get like another 4 chapters that I could play. Maybe we can get like co-op story play with our friends. That could be fun. In terms of those things, so many options. In terms of kaiju, the options are both limitless, and you can't get too specific because then you're just going to be disappointed. I think the first thing on everybody's mind, and you could easily put Kong in these shoes, but they could always just do an original primate kaiju. I would love to see that myself, because if they ever do put Kong, they could just have another monkey, and we already have like a Goragon like monkey type of skin. In fact, we have like a Yeti variant, you know, so like, it's there, it's in the game, but it's not necessarily a primate, it's Gorodon, you know? And if they ever did add Kong, whether that be Showa Kong from the 63 film or MonsterVerse Kong, which is more likely, I would not be upset by it at all. But you know, an original monkey never hurts. People like monkeys. Monkeys are popular right now. Kingdom of the Apes, New Empire, Monkey Man. That makes 1. I'm only gonna go up to 5 on my fingers because this video is already way longer than it should be. And I promise I will come back on YouTube. I promise soon, don't worry. So I'm trying to wrap this video up fairly soon. So we'll only do 4 more. Insect kaiju. I would love to see like a giant beetle, more than anything a giant spider. There's so many variants that you could do, and also if you just do skins that kind of change the look but keep the core mechanics of that character, you can have different looks but still play the same, and you wouldn't really have to add too much to the roster. I feel like it would be a lot easier, but you can always add, you know, a couple insect kaiju here and there. I've always loved the mantis and the tarantula from the Universal Monster movies, you know, and I mean, we've got Kumonga from the Godzilla series, so like there's a lot of popular insect kaiju over there. That's primate, that's insect. We need crustaceans. In fact, we need more sea life in general. I would love like a shark bipedal kaiju, that would be fun. Definitely more like Godzilla inspired, coming from the ocean and whatnot. Could be like a king shark situation where it looks like a man but it's actually a shark and it's just a giant monster. Or it could just be a giant walking fish. It could be a giant crab, a giant lobster, but then you get into like Ebirah territory. But these are original characters and I'm just looking for more like sea life in that, if that makes sense. Primate, insect, sea life. I think it would be really cool to have more mechs in general. In my last Gigabash video, I've already talked about it. Pacific Rim, Power Rangers, fuck, we need Gundam. We need a lot of things, but more mechs for sure. And I think Thundertross is cool. I just want more variety in those mechs. Give me blockier mechs, give me more like Ultraman suit looking mechs, give me weird stuff, you know? Like, I want more robots in general. In fact, just give me like, I don't know, a cheesy box-looking robot type of kaiju. We love pulpy sci-fi stuff. It fits perfect in the genre. I think it'd be super fun. That can also tie into Aliens, which would be my number 5. So I think I might make it my number 5. You know, I could always go into like giant tigers or cool stuff like what they did with a snail kaiju, you know? But I think I'm just gonna go for Aliens. We've seen more Aliens and we need more Aliens. I feel like switching it up and having a kaiju that's not even really a kaiju, but like a tripod, right? Fighting them, I think that'd be pretty fun. I like stuff like that. Those are just 5 options as to what original types of characters we could get in the game without being too specific so that we're not disappointed. I hope that kind of satisfies that question. As Gigabash continues to be successful, as we continue to support it and push it out there into the world, we can definitely theorize more and more. I'm super excited for the future of Gigabash. I've always wanted to make my own kaiju open world game, and this to me, even though it's a fighting game, feels pretty much like what I've always wanted to make. And somebody else made it, and I love it, and I want to play it, and it's some of the best times I've ever had. And I'm so glad that we've got a second Godzilla pack, because everybody knows Toho and their licenses are worse than Disney. So the fact that they are so lenient is mind-boggling. It's insane. I cannot wait for Gamera versus Godzilla. It is going to be insane in Gigabash. But that'll probably be in the summer then, or even fall. That kind of wraps up this very hectic video. I will be returning to my house soon. You will see my house back again. I'm going to try to do more formatted stuff. I'm going to try to work on some more stuff. I would love to do more live streams. Life is busy, but at least it didn't take me almost an entire year to make another video again. That's something to be proud of, guys. That's something to be proud of. And if you're curious as to what I'm doing in my life, I do have social media here. I'll do a shameless tag. You can just watch it there and follow me there, and you'll always know what I'm up to. And then you could DM me and be like, post a fucking YouTube video, you nuisance. Speaking of which, thank you so much for like over 5,000 views on the Gigabash video, over 500 subscribers. And this also is my 50th video, it says on YouTube, but I think it's including shorts too, so I don't think it's my real 50th video. But regardless, thank you guys for everything. I just be having fun on YouTube. I know I'm not super big, but everything matters. Everything counts. Love you guys. Success to Gigabash. I really want more success to Gigabash. I love kaiju. And you guys. Bye, y'all. Bye!